What does courage truly look like according to the Bible? It's a question that invites us all to ponder deeply. Courage, in its simplest form, is the ability to confront fear, pain, or uncertainty. But when we explore the Bible, this concept takes on a richer, more profound meaning. It becomes an act of faith, a testament of resilience and unyielding belief in the face of adversity. In order to uncover this, we will delve into some of the most courageous acts in the Bible. One of the most iconic stories of courage in the Bible is that of David and Goliath. In the rolling hills of Judea, a young shepherd boy named David demonstrated an exceptional act of courage that would forever echo through time. This was no ordinary feat of bravery, for David was not a trained warrior, nor was he of imposing stature. In fact, he was just a boy, the youngest of 8 sons tending his father's flock. The Philistine army, a formidable force, had proposed a one-on-one combat to decide the outcome of their standoff with the Israelites. Their champion was Goliath, a giant of a man, heavily armored and feared by all. None among the Israelites dared to face him, but David, hearing Goliath's defiant words, stepped forward. Despite his youth and inexperience, David was not deterred. His courage did not stem from a well of arrogance or folly, but from a profound faith in God. He declared, "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." King Saul, doubtful yet desperate, offered David his own armor. But David chose instead his shepherd's sling and 5 smooth stones from the brook. Armed with these humble tools and his unwavering faith, he confronted Goliath. As we know, David's stone struck true, felling the mighty giant and turning the tide of the battle. But let's pause here. The true act of courage was not in the victory, but in the moment David chose to face Goliath. A young shepherd against a seasoned warrior, the odds were overwhelmingly against him, yet he stood firm. His courage rooted not in his ability, but in his faith in God's deliverance. David's courage was not in his physical strength, but in his unwavering faith in God. His story serves as a powerful reminder that true courage is not about physical prowess or personal skill, but about trusting in something greater than ourselves and stepping forward, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Another exemplary display of courage is seen in the story of Esther. A young Jewish woman, Esther was chosen to be the Queen of Persia, a position that came with its own perils, particularly when her people's existence was threatened. The tale of Esther is one of bravery and self-sacrifice. With her people facing annihilation due to the scheming of the king's advisor, Haman, Esther found herself in a position to make a difference. The only problem? Approaching the king uninvited was punishable by death. Yet driven by her love for her people and her faith in God, Esther decided to risk her life. She fasted for 3 days, preparing herself spiritually for the task ahead. She then bravely walked into the king's throne room, uninvited, risking everything. It's hard to truly grasp the magnitude of her courage. She knew the cost, yet she chose to step forward, to speak out, to risk her life for the greater good. Esther's courage didn't stop there. After gaining the king's favor and being granted an audience, she revealed her Jewish identity and Haman's plot to exterminate her people. Imagine the courage it took to reveal her true identity, to stand up for her people, to confront the king and his advisor with their injustice. In the end, Esther's courage paid off. Haman's plot was exposed, he was executed, and the Jews were saved. But this victory wasn't just the result of a brave act. It was the outcome of Esther's unwavering faith in God. She trusted in God's plan, even when it meant risking her own life. Esther's story is a powerful testament to the kind of courage that's driven by love and faith. It's the kind of courage that steps up, speaks out, and stands firm, even when facing the greatest of risks. It's the kind of courage that makes a difference, that saves lives, that changes the course of history. Esther's courage was in her selfless act of risking her life for the greater good. Her story is a reminder that sometimes courage is the only thing standing between survival and extinction, between justice and oppression, between love and hate. One cannot talk about biblical courage without mentioning Daniel in the lion's den. Now there's a tale of courage that resounds through the ages. Daniel, an advisor to King Darius, was a man whose faith was as firm as a mountain. His devotion to God was unshakable, as steady as the flowing river, and as constant as the northern star. Daniel was a man of prayer, and he held on to his faith even when a decree was passed that forbade prayer to any god or man other than King Darius. Daniel, with the courage of a lion himself, continued his prayers to God, knowing full well the possible consequences. He chose faith over fear, conviction over convenience, and prayer over political correctness. When his actions were discovered, Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, a pit of death where his end seemed certain. Yet Daniel's courage did not waver. He held on to his faith, trusting in God's plan for him. He didn't let the roars of the lions intimidate him or the darkness of the den dampen his spirit. His courage was not about the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. And in the face of what seemed like certain death, Daniel was saved. God sent an angel to shut the lions' mouths, and Daniel emerged from the den unscathed, his faith stronger than ever. His courage had been tested and proven true. This miracle left an indelible mark on King Darius, who declared that all his subjects should revere Daniel's God. Daniel's courage was not in fighting lions, but in standing for his faith against all odds. His story teaches us that true courage is about standing firm in our beliefs, even when the world is against us. It's about having the audacity to hold on to what we believe in, even when it's easier to let go. Daniel's courage was in his unwavering commitment to his faith, even when faced with mortal danger. His story is a testament to the power of faith and the courage it inspires. It serves as a beacon of hope that no matter the size of the lions we face in our lives, with faith and courage, we can overcome. So, what do these stories teach us about courage in the Bible? We've journeyed through the tales of David, Esther, and Daniel, uncovering the essence of biblical courage. It's not about the size of the stone or the might of the arm that throws it. It's not about the beauty of a queen or the power of her position. It's not about the strength of a prophet or the ferocity of the lions that surround him. Biblical courage, as we've learned, is about faith, a deep, unwavering faith in God. David, the shepherd boy, stood before the towering Goliath, not with the strength of his arm but with faith in his heart. He believed in the power of God, and that faith fueled his courage. Courage in the Bible is also about love for people. Esther, the queen, risked her life for her people. She stepped into the king's court, knowing the consequences because of her love for her people. Her courage was kindled by her compassion. Moreover, courage in the Bible is about commitment to doing what is right, even when it's difficult, even when it's dangerous. Daniel the prophet faced the lions rather than compromise his relationship with God. His courage was born of his commitment to righteousness. These stories are not just about bravery in the face of danger, they are about the courage to live a life of faith, to love deeply and selflessly, and to stand firm in righteousness no matter what. So, as we close this chapter of our exploration, let's remember that biblical courage is not about physical prowess or personal power. It's about faith in God, love for others, and unwavering commitment to righteousness. In the Bible, courage is about standing firm in faith, acting selflessly, and maintaining unwavering commitment to righteousness. Courage, according to the Bible, is a virtue that goes beyond physical strength. It's about standing firm in faith, love, and righteousness, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges. We've journeyed through the pages of the Bible, discovering the courage of David, a shepherd boy who became a king. He faced Goliath, not with physical might, but with unwavering faith in God. Then we met Esther, a queen who risked her life for her people. Her courage was anchored in her love for others and her commitment to justice. Our journey also took us to Daniel, a man thrown into a den of lions for his unwavering dedication to his faith. His courage was not in facing the lions, but in his steadfast commitment to righteousness, even in the face of death. These are not just stories, they are lessons of courage that resonate with us today. Courage is not about the lack of fear, but the ability to face fear with faith, love, and commitment to what is right. It's about standing firm even when the odds seem stacked against us. So let's continue to explore these virtues of the Bible together. If you enjoyed this video and found it enlightening, please hit the like button and subscribe to join our family. Until next time, keep exploring the virtues of the Bible.